snake just straight put the motherfucker up.
What's good, what's good, what's good? It's your boy, the Wallstreet Trapper. Welcome to another episode of Trappin' Tuesdays, y'all. Turn my mics up. Blessings, blessings. Listen, man, I want to thank you for being here tonight. Each Tuesday, we get stronger and stronger. Our confidence builds together as we evolve into a financial revolution that will not only change our lives, but will change our families. We expose them to new realities, and we will normalize financial freedom. I want you to understand that. Every Tuesday, we are going to help you develop. Every Tuesday, we're going to help you evolve. Every Tuesday, we're going to help you print money. Listen, man. Our goal here at Trappin' Tuesdays is to help you get it out the market so you can no longer get it out the mud. Let's print some money on that, y'all. Let's print some money on that, y'all. Listen. Check it. Before we even get into this, man, I want you to like this. I want you to subscribe. And tonight I want you to share this with your people. Because tonight going to be one of them nights. Tonight going to be one of them nights that we set somebody free. Tonight be going to be one of them nights where we give somebody the confidence to make their first investment. Tonight is going to be one of them nights where when the show is over and you look at your bank account and you realize you have the potential to do something that has never been done. Financially, you're under attack. Financially, we're under attack. Every day we get bombarded with price hikes, new technology that threatens our livelihood, wage deflation, an all-out financial fiasco. And even though we have the exuberance to attack wealth, for a lot of us, the promise of poverty is vivid. Poverty isn't always like nothing to eat. Poverty isn't always not a roof over my head. But the Bible often says something like a wilderness. It describes lack. It describes a new journey. It describes a desert as a wilderness. So for some of us, that financial poverty can be a wilderness, and it is vivid. The anxiety of living check to check, The panic of sometimes answering the phone of another bill collector. The dismal reality of seeing other people thrive while you navigate through financial quicksand. For those of us who have signed the contract, today we rip it off. I just need you to dedicate each and every Tuesday to the trap. Your financial goals are attainable, and every Tuesday we will take a step forward. Every Tuesday we will build more confidence. Every Tuesday we will collect a win, no matter how big, no matter how small. Once the wins add up, they do something amazing. That win leads to action. Every Tuesday, we will take a link off the chain that anchors you, and we will unanchor you from that which you financially fear the most. We will open the gates to where you want to go and knock down the barriers of where you are. Trappin' Tuesdays is not just something that you dedicate your time to each and every Tuesday, but Trappin' Tuesdays is a financial revolution in a new form, in a new shape, shaping a new mindset. And so you could have been anywhere this Tuesday, but you decided to be to the dopest show on the block. You decided to get a front row seat, to get a visual, to get more understanding, to get more clarity on the journey that you're on. And so for that, I want to tell you, welcome home. What a goal. So we don't get it out the mud, we get it out the market, y'all. Let's go, man. How y'all feeling today, man? I'm feeling good. I'm feeling fine. I'm feeling amazing. And I hope you all feel the same way, too. Listen, y'all, something amazing happened today. Right now, as we air the show, we release the official Apparel Inc. site. Let's clap to that again. Listen, Jose, we're going to drop the link in there because I know everybody knows the saying is trapper attire is required. Now, listen, for the people who are in that special group, if you got your merch already, if you got your apparel already, y'all see I call this, somebody about to laugh when I say this. This is called Jesus Weeps Pink. Oh, man, I call it Easter pink, man. I like this. I feel good in this pink. I'm confident in this pink. It feels real good. And listen, if you see this makeup right here, my friend B. Simone did this a couple minutes ago. This is Rich Woman lipstick that she put on here. So we going to shout out to B. Simone for this. I'm keeping this. I'm framing this. Rich Woman pink lipstick right here, y'all. Rich Woman lipstick. All right, y'all. Shout out to B. Simone in the building. All right, y'all. Let's talk about it, man. As we get into it, man, we got a lot to talk about today. Y'all know, man, like and subscribe. But y'all know how we start off. Each and every week we start off with what? Our mantra. Let's go, man. I am a certified Wall Street trapper. I'm confident in my ability to make great investments. The stock market is a machine that prints money, and I am more than capable of operating that machine. No longer will my family eat off the things that I didn't put on the table, but not only will I free myself, but I will free my family, and we will eat for a lifetime based off the information I apply today. My ancestors will smile now because I have turned our last name into an asset. My family's purchasing power will increase indefinitely. Today I make the declaration that no longer will I be a slave to money. No longer will the generations behind me inherit lack. No longer will I submit to selling my time for money. I am a first-generation millionaire. I am the architect of my family's legacy. I am a certified Wall Street trapper, and Wall Street looks like us now. Let's go, y'all. Let's put an applause for that, man. Let's clap for that again one more time, man. Let's go, man. Let's go, man. All right, man, we got a lot to talk about this week. Let's get off these people, man. Listen to me. I need y'all to come and join us. Trappin Tuesdays. We on YouTube. Come holler at us. It's about 2,000 or something over here. Let's go, y'all. Let's get y'all out of there. Let's get y'all out of there. Let's get them out of there. Talking to them. Talk to me nice. All right, man, so let's go, man. So we now are in our first segment of Word on the Street. Y'all know this is our first segment. With this segment, man, we just get to the goods, man. We get to the goods. So let's start off, man. What we starting off with first, man, our heat check. Let's see what the stock market looked like today. So today, we had 3,803 calls, right? And we had 3,622 puts. Now, the thing about that is this, and we talk about this each and every week, so if you don't know what a call is, calls are when people are optimistic about the market. So people place calls thinking that the market is going to go up. People who put puts in, they're making bets saying the market is going to go down. Now, anytime the market is over 1, we know that the market is bearish, meaning people are pessimistic. When people are optimistic, it's under 1. Today we was at 0.95, so that tells us that people were optimistic later on in the market. Now, I will say this, today we had some CPI data come in. That's the Consumer Price Index. That tells us as investors how consumers are spending money. We're going to talk about that a little later because it's important for us to make great investments. We need data while everybody else is relying on emotion. We need data. All right? So let's move forward. Let's move a little forward. Let's get into it. Let's get into the goods. So all 3 were up today. No, I'm lying. 2 were up today. 1 was down today. But let's just get into the data, man. I'm excited about the data. So Dave, let's bring us in. I'm going to get past the industry. Dave, let's bring us to the recession portfolio. Let's just go straight into it. I want to get straight into it today, y'all. I want to get straight into it because we had a lot to talk about. All right, so first and foremost, y'all see the recession portfolio. We always talk about it. These are moves. This is an account I made up 100% for us. So last year, y'all know we beat the market by 17%. So far right now, we up 11%. Not too much has changed. We had a drastic fall today, but we came back up. Costco, we down 300, but we up 9,000. Lockheed Martin, we still up 10,000. TPL, we still up 16,000. They actually gave us 2,000 a day. ExxonMobil, we up 5,000, but we lost 5. We didn't lose, but we went down 500 a day. So this is a financial forecast we like to give y'all. Let's move a little further, Dave. Let's move a little further. So let's talk about the options portfolio today, y'all. So today we made $18,000 today. Let's clap for that. Let's definitely clap for that. Be you clapping for $18,000 today? Be on the phone, y'all. All right, so today we made $18,000 today, and let's talk about this. So NVIDIA printed us $12,000 today. $12,000 today. So that gives us a total of $37,000 that NVIDIA contract is printing. QQQ today printed $1,400, but we're only up $529. So today tech kind of took a whooping, and it rallied back at the end of the day. I was down 3,000 in that, and it just rallied back. So that was pretty good. My emotional fortitude is strong, so I don't panic when things go down. And I always say the one thing that I cannot teach you is how you're going to feel when your account is red. Nobody can teach you how to feel when that happens. Tesla printed $4,000 for me today. We up 16,000 in that. And so I had to block this out, y'all. And the reason why we had to block this out is because this went to the Patreon members. Now, let me tell y'all something amazing. Let me tell you something amazing about being in a triple beam team. Let me tell you something amazing about being in a triple beam team and being in a Patreon. Watch this. I put this play in the Patreon yesterday when I made it. I say, listen, Patreon members, here's the play. I made the play and immediately went to the Patreon and said, this is the play that I made. I put the play in there. I gave them an idea. I said, listen, here's the play. They asked me a couple of questions. Why this, why that? I gave them the information about that. I like this. This is one of the plays I talked about. Yesterday, we ended the day on this one play at $4,900. And one day we made $4,900. So if you're in a Patreon, even if you only did one contract or two contracts, you essentially paid for the Patreon for the year. Triple Beam Team salute, man. In one day. Now, watch this. Watch this. Mind you, you pay $49 a month, and the first play I gave you, you went crazy. The first play I gave you. Now, I told y'all I don't trade every day, all day. I make a move when I see opportunity. We put the play in. We was at 4,900 yesterday. Now, watch this. Today, the market ate the 4,900 up. We went all the way down to 1,300 in profit. So I went in the chat and said, listen, y'all. I said, watch this. I said, I'm about to give you two scenarios here. First scenario, you can exit right now and profit whatever it is you have. You can wait to see if it's going to go down a little further and re-enter this trade. But second scenario is you stay in the trade, and if the market goes, it will go a little negative. If it does, you got to just be able to withstand the red. If you can withstand that, I want you to do this. I want you to cut the loss at no more than 15 to 20%. Just cut it. We'll re-enter it. We'll make some money later on. What I did was I gave them two scenarios. I said, one, you can cut, take your win and be good, wait till the next play come, or you can stay in. If it turns red, you get out at a certain point. The Triple Beam team said, Trap, we not getting out of this play. The minute I put that in the chat, the whole play turned around. We went from 1,300 back up to 4,500. The market was only reacting to the CPI data. If you were part of the Triple Beam team, you done already printed your money out for the year. It don't get no better than that.
That boy is good. That boy is good.
I'm just saying, would I not pay $49? Personally, I would pay $49 for a person to give me a play that's going to not only pay for the... let me talk about this right quick, y'all. Before we even get into the information and the data, let me just say this right quick. The fear you have of losing money is the same fear that would keep you from making money. The fear that you have of losing money is what holds you hostage. The fear you have from taking risk is what will bind you to where you are. So somebody say, man, Trap, I'm not paying you $49 to get no Triple Beam team. And here's the thing, I'm not mad at you. You know why? Because I can go in this thing and print money. My goal this year, I'm going to keep it real with y'all. My goal this year is to print $250,000 just from this alone and show y'all. Here's the dope part about it. We've already printed 125. I've already printed 125. And I'm going to show y'all next week when I'm going to press that button more. So the goal for you is this. If you're in a Triple Beam team, you may not print the $250,000 like I did, but guess what? You will print more money than you had to start with. If $49 can help me print another $10,000, why would I not take that? If $49 can help me print an extra $2,000, why can I not take that? But I'm going to go on. I'm going to leave it alone. You do what you want to do with it. It's your money. I want it now. That's what I would say. It's my money. I want it now. It's on you to make the decision on what you want to do. All right, let's go, man. Let's get back into it, man. Donnie is in the building. What's good? It's my girl, man. All right, man, let's get into it, man. Okay, so let's teach. All right, so here's what I want us to understand right here. Right here, I'm about to talk to us about fear and greed, right? Fear and greed index. And the reason why I'm going to talk to you about this is because we got to understand what a market is. This is definitely a teacher moment. Dave, go to the next slide, then we're going to come back to this one. Okay, let's talk about fear and greed. Here's the key level, host. So check it out. I'm gonna give you 30 seconds to get a pen and a pad, because this is what you must write down. This is what you must write down. All right. The key levels that we are looking for resistance. So here's your resistance. I'm gonna go back to it. Resistance is gonna be the top line. That's when the stock goes up, when the market goes up, and it comes. This is resistance. Support is the bottom line. We'll call it the floor. So here's what I see. This is good. This is about to be real good. This is a teacher moment. Somebody online will charge you $19.97 for this. I promise you. Hear me out. For the S&P 500, we see the support levels at 42.28, the resistance levels, meaning it'll hit 42.28, it has bounced back down. We see support levels at 3,900. I'm gonna explain it to you on the next one, but here's what I want you to write down too. If the VIX touches, so the VIX is the volatility in the market, how quick stocks are changing. If it touches its 50-day moving average, that tells us that investors are losing confidence, all right? So let me explain it to you. Let me explain it to you, because I won't teach you without explaining. The VIX goes up as people get scared, right? So the VIX goes up as people get scared, right? So it goes opposite of the market. If it reaches its 50-day moving average, that now means that the market is experiencing a lot of what? Fear. That's why I got extreme greed at the bottom. If the market is experiencing extreme fear, that means people are selling. Dave, now let's go back to that slide. Now I'm going to give you a visual. See, I'm going to give you a visual. So let's talk about it. Resistance is here. Resistance is here. Support is here. So if the market goes above this, this is resistance. If the market goes above this, we're going to enter new territory. If the market goes below this, we can enter extreme fear. I'm literally teaching you right now what you can look at if you're in the market. So all you got to do is this. Watch this, y'all. You go to Google, not ChatGPT. Go to Google. And you want to look up the fear and greed index. You look that up, it'll put a meter up. See where the meter is. And then you can scroll down and it'll give you a chart. I just gave you a chart, y'all. Man, I just showed y'all how to print some goddamn money.
That boy is good.
We ain't gonna stop. All right, listen, before we go any further, let's get Tootie on the track right quick, man. Tootie, what you cooking for me, dog? Can I get something? We need a vibe right quick. I think he getting spoiled. I think he getting spoiled. I think he getting spoiled, y'all. I might ask B Simone to rap on this. Okay, Tootie. Listen. I want us to understand the importance of what we're doing right here. The goal is to go beyond our financial fears. The goal is to create a financial safe haven. I want you to ask yourself this question. When was the last time you felt financially safe? When was the last time you felt financially confident? When was the last time financially you felt secure? Now, I'm not talking about what you post on Instagram. I'm not talking about what your captions say. I'm talking about when you turn the phone off, you look at your bank account, you look at your investment account, and you say, I did that shit. When was the last time you felt like that? And if it's been a while, if it has been some time, or if you had never experienced it, today is the day we change that. Today is the day we go into a financial exodus. Today is the day we get up on a new journey. We embark on a new journey that not only changes our lives, but it changes the lives of everybody who's connected to us. It won't be easy. Financial safety, financial fortitude, financial empowerment. If the market prints money, then we need to learn how to print. We need to learn how to operate the money machine. I'm talking about putting us in a situation where all we got to do is press a couple buttons and we print money legally. I don't care if you're an entrepreneur. I don't care if you work a 9 to 5. I'm talking about doing a little research, putting some money in a machine, the machine actually prints the money for you. My COO sat next to me yesterday when I made the play. And she said, that is kind of awesome. Just think if you did this every day. The problem is we mad because we trying to show our friends and our family what they need to be doing, but we ain't conquered this yet. They will only believe in you when you believe in yourself. Stop trying to show me how to do something that you ain't done yet. Stop trying to show me how to win and you ain't won yet. But every week in Trappin' Tuesdays, we're going to take steps in showing you how to win. It's my goal. It's my mission. It's the journey that I'm on. This ain't about me being famous. This ain't about me being popular. It's about me freeing people. It's about me helping people use the same machine that a certain class and group of people have been using for generations. Everybody happy that the Kansas City Chiefs won a Super Bowl. But you know what I looked at? I looked at the people who own the Kansas City Chiefs. And guess what? Their father passed them the team down. The family itself alone is worth $15 billion. The father passed it to the son. The richest son is now worth $5 billion. So while you at home playing Madden, he playing Madden in real life. That's generational wealth, y'all. Because once you learn how to operate the machine, nobody can take it from you. You become the asset. And once you become the asset, you become dangerous. Tootie, play that beat. Hey! I told you it's one of them nights, man. I told you it's one of them nights, man. Trappin' Tuesday, y'all. That's how we feeling. Let me see in the chat how you feel. Let me see in the chat how you feel. Talk to me. All right, today. I feel good. I ain't gonna lie, I'm in a kind of a zone tonight. I feel like E.T. You. All right, man, let's get into it, man. Let's get some knowledge. Let's go. You know, we have some little breaks. All right, so check it out, man. Goldman Sachs gives us a prediction on a recession, the probability over the next 12 months. Now, we know Goldman Sachs is the leading bank that actually underwrites for other companies, right? So before a company goes public, Goldman Sachs is that person, well, one of the main people that do it. So here's what they said. As of right now, we have a 25% chance of a recession. Now, I don't know where they at, but everybody who I know already in one, and they've been in one for the last year now, but that's a whole nother topic. Previously, it was at 35%. The street consensus says 65 cents, means the people on the street, meaning outside of the wealth department, outside of the wealth game, they feel like we're a 65% chance. But here's what I want you to understand, y'all. If you learn how to print money in the market, you don't care what the prediction is. You don't care if they think a recession is tomorrow. If you learn how to print money in the market, guess what? Recession means triple my net worth. Guess what recession means? More assets. If you learn how to print money in the market, when we learn how to print money in the market, it doesn't matter. No one can lay you off. You become mentally unemployable. You work because you want to work. You start a career because you want the career. Sometimes you maybe tell your boss, get out of my face. Get out of my face, dude. You won't be this person.
I'm in a bind, Nate.
Some other time.
You won't be that person. I really need that
I
money.
really need this money, Nate.
You won't be
I'm
that
in a
person.
bind, Nate.
You won't. You like that, V? You like that? Be like that, be like that, be like that. All right, listen. You won't be that person. This market is your financial staff to part the Red Sea of poverty, to part the Red Sea of the middle class. This gives you leverage. All right, I ain't gonna preach, man. Next slide, man. Let's go, man. Y'all know what we doing. All right, so today the CPI data came out, so watch this, man. Shelter, rent, is up 7%, 0.7%, 7.9% year over year. From this time last year, the rent is up 7.9%. Your rent from this time last year is up 7.9%. Energy, this is why your light bill high, is up 8.7%. Food is up 10% year over year. Food. What you paid $1 for this year, you paying $1.10 for. Might don't seem like a lot, but buy the same thing for $1.10 100 times, and I bet you start complaining. Eggs. The eggs are up 70% from last year to this year, y'all. So here's something I want to talk about, and I talked about this earlier about the promise of poverty. We are threatened by higher everything. We are threatened by higher gas, higher food, higher light, higher shelter. All of the essential things that we need every day to operate, guess what? They all went up in price. Everything but how much money we make at the job. I'm going to put it in your head again. If we do not learn how to print money in this market, we will always be a victim to whatever they won't do in the system, yo. We can't pull these levers. We can't pull them, but they can. And I don't know about you, yo, but I will never be a victim to someone else's ability to dictate the prices. Y'all know my saying. If you allow them to feed you, you give them permission to starve you. And with eggs at 70%, that should have been somebody's Valentine's Day gift. A half a dozen of eggs. A half a dozen of eggs. All right, let's go, Dave. All right, so who's the real winner for the Super Bowl? So check this out. Yes, Riri came out and she stunned us in the red, right? She told everybody, yo, she pregnant. But here's what I saw. And here's companies that we can own. So Apple's paying $50 million a year for the Super Bowl. But watch this. This year alone, it had 115 million viewers. Last year, they had 113 million viewers. Watch this. It wasn't for just Apple, but it was for Apple Music. So why is that important, Trap? Because by 2030, Apple is projected to have 150 million users. That makes them bigger than any record label out. That means they distribute music more than any other record label out. That means they knock Spotify out the business. So when you look at things, I don't look at it from a consumer point of view. I look at it from a business point of view. And how is this adding value to the businesses that I own? Let's go a little further. No, go back. So check this out. Rihanna, right? So Rihanna is now worth $1.4 billion. She's worth $1.4 billion. Salute to the queen for being worth $1.4 billion. Here's what I want to tell everybody. Don't never let nobody box you in. Don't never let nobody tell you, she could have let people tell her just to sing. Don't ever let nobody box you in at all. So here's what she did. $1.4 billion, but then she focused on her company. She focused on Rihanna as a brand. She put all her efforts into her Savage Fenty business. That is also parent company is LVMH. Louis Vuitton, Moet, Hennessy. Watch this. The company now is worth $3.4 billion. That's interesting. But watch this. She is now setting herself up to make the business go public What does that mean, Trap? It will be traded on the stock market. So what happens when that happens? Well, when a company goes on the stock market, it will automatically add $1 billion to her net worth. So she will go from being worth $1.4 billion to $2.4 billion and rising. So watch this. The minute she put the company on the stock market, if she buys shares of her company, guess what? Her stock will increase as the company stock increase.
That boy is good.
Rihanna just flamed our ass. Rihanna just flamed our ass. I want you to understand that again. A lot of you are all over the place. I want 7 streams of income. Sometimes, if you just stop the noise and focus on one thing, lock in on it. Don't worry about what people doing. Don't worry about what people saying. Don't let nobody put you in a box. Focus on one thing and build that thing out. Build the infrastructure. Build the employees. Build the systems. Go holler at my girl, Donnie, so she can put you in a box. Let's go, Donnie. Learn how to build that business all the way out. Because now when Riri go public with it, yo, it's a game changer. It's a game changer. We talking about, I can guarantee you she probably will put Victoria's Secret almost out of business. Give us some time. You know why? Because a lot of times you look at Victoria's Secret, they always promote to the thin women. Rihanna promote to the curvy women. She promote to all body types. And she make them look sexy. And she in touch with the influencers on the gram. She using social media to her fullest potential. She using her brand name, she using her influence to build that brand. Man, shout out to Riri, man. All right, man, let's go a little further, man. All right, so Tesla is the top-selling car in Cali. Okay, so the Model Y sold 87,257 units. The Model 3 sold 78,000 units. Watch this. That beat out Toyota and RAV4. In California, right now, 1 in every 5 cars is electric. This goes back to something I keep telling y'all. Stop trying to go look for the next best Tesla. Find a good price to buy a Tesla at and ride that puppy, man. Go on, ride the thing. Jose, shut up. All right, no here, pause. We always looking for the next best investment. I'm looking for the next best Amazon. No, the best thing still has so much potential in it. Listen to me, y'all. California is the richest state in America. 1 in 5 cars are Teslas, yo. That says a lot about that brand. Why are we trying to go find something else? It's not that I'm heavy on Tesla. It's not that I love one company. I love returns. I don't love no company. I like returns. I want to get the most impact out of my money. I want to maximize my dollars. If you learn to maximize your dollars, we find companies that can give us the best return on our money. I don't care what company it is. As long as it's morally in tune with me, so I'll never invest in a prison stock. I will never invest in a prison stock. And there's certain pharmaceutical companies that I won't invest in. Johnson & Johnson is one of them. But other than that, let's ride. All right, let's go a little further, man. But check this out. Since we're talking about EVs, let's go a little further. So watch this. Ford is going all in. Now, y'all know I lost money on Ford before, so I ain't never going back. Never. Lost a lot of money when I first started. But listen, Ford is going all in. They're building a battery plant in Detroit, Michigan. The plant will cost $3.8 billion. Not only will it cost $3.8 billion, they will create 2,500 more jobs. Now, that's good for Detroit. Why? Because Detroit is one of the poorest countries one of the poorest states in America. Shout out to the D. What it do? Detroit is one of the poorest states in America. Cities in America. I apologize. And I'm not saying that in picking on Detroit. I think Detroit got some cool people. But the reason why is because Detroit was built around that car industry. So once that industry started getting affected heavy, there were no more plant jobs. You know, the plant jobs started cutting. And that's what most people in Detroit did. So when they was allowed to starve us, what happened? People starved. The communities are rough. So I talked about something last week and people don't want to understand what I said. Where there are limited tax dollars, you will see bad neighborhoods, you will see bad schools, you will see more liquor stores, you will see more check cashing stores, you will see more people on government assistance. This is facts. Where there are not a lot of tax dollars, where tax dollars are not in flux, these are the things that we see. How do we put ourselves in position where we do not allow them to feed us? Okay, so we talking about why the government don't want to teach me about financial literacy. When has the lion ever taught the zebra how to get away? It ain't his job. That ain't what the lion's supposed to do. I want you to understand that until you develop, you got to kill the gazelle to give birth to the lion. I'm talking about we're going to stop being financial prey, y'all. We're going to stop looking at money as a scarcity. We're going to start looking at it as abundant. We look at it a market that prints money every day. Why are we not a part of that? We got to stop selling our 24 hours. We got to buy back our time. Not get another job. I'm going to be real with you. Working 2 and 3 jobs is not always the answer. And in my case, 89% of the time, it is not the answer. We need to learn a skill. We got to build a better relationship with money. We got to stop working the overtime and knowing how much the overtime is and then already having it spent. We spending the money before we get it. That's a toxic relationship with money. And if we're being realistic with ourselves, we don't trust ourselves with money. If we're being honest, we don't trust ourselves with money. My cuz got some money and he said, cuz, I got to learn what to do with this money, bro, because I don't want to mess it up. He got to learn how to build trust in himself, but he got me. But I want y'all to know y'all got me too. Everybody won't always hit the lottery. That's why 85% of them lose the money within 5 years, because in their mind, it is unfathomable to spend $85 million, $200 million. Newsflash. In 5 years, they broke. So if we don't develop better financial habits and a better financial relationship, we cannot prosper and we cannot build wealth. All right, let's go a little further, y'all. I was having a moment just now. Today, I feel you, partner. I feel you, partner. You put me in my zone. Good alley-oop. All right, let's go. So this is important right here, y'all. Watch this. This coincides with what we just talked about. I'm in my bag right now. I feel it. Check it out. Is Joe Biden cutting Medicare? So watch this, y'all. This is my notes. I had this heavy. This was in my notes. I got to draw. Y'all know when I draw. Y'all know when I start drawing, I'm about to talk crazy. So watch this. Joe says the growth of Medicare and Medicaid is unstable and is jeopardizing the country's ability to fund other priorities. Those priorities being education, infrastructure, and public safety. Now, watch this. So I did some research. And Medicare and Medicaid, as of right now, is the second largest budget in each state. Medicare and Medicaid. It's the second largest budget in each state. But watch this, y'all. If they cut Medicaid and Medicare, which is probably what they're on the cusp of doing. They're on a cusp of doing this. They're also on a cusp. So who does that affect more? The people we talked about earlier. Communities with low tax dollars. Because when you go in these other neighborhoods, guess what they on? They on Blue Cross Blue Shield. Guess what they on? Humana. Guess what they on? They not looking for government assistance. They not going to the doctor with the Medicaid card and the Medicare card. We are. WIC. They gonna cut it, y'all. Social Security, they keep putting the ages out further and further. At some point in the near future, government assistance will not be a thing. Because here's why, y'all. Watch this. 31 trillion in debt. America is. 31 trillion in debt America is. Something gotta go. The first thing they're gonna say gotta go is what? Who are the people who are getting money from us that we feel like is abusing it? But look at this. They said within the next 6 years, it will be insolvent. I want y'all to go do something for me. I want you to go look up the word insolvent. They say within 6 years, it will be insolvent with a T at the end. Emphasis on the T. So when I tell you that, you got to put yourself in position to not let them feed you. To not let them feed you. No job. There's no such thing as job security. You know why we know that? Because for the pandemic, people who thought they had job security, guess where they was at? I'm on the furlough. And the people who were working, shout out to the nurses and the doctors, but they were wanting to quit. There is no such thing as job security. And I want you all to know this, and I'm pound on this every week. If you think that your job with that 401k, if you think that the job that doesn't value you will take care of you when you retire, you got another tough thought coming. And I'm not shooting no shot at nobody, and I'm not mad at nobody, but I can promise you the person that's 67 years old that's working at Walmart thought the same thing. I can promise you the person that's a greeter at Home Depot thought the same thing. I'm not saying nothing wrong with it because they did what the best that they could do with that information. I'm telling you now, you have the opportunity not to wait that late in the game and say what you should have done when you had the opportunity. I should have did this during the pandemic. I should have did this during the recession. I should have did this. I'm telling you right now, if you don't take advantage of the opportunity that we have now, you're going to have to wait another 14 or 15 years. And I'm telling you right now, you are the best looking, and you are the best financial, and you're in the best shape you will ever be right now, today. Today. Don't put off tomorrow for what you can do today. Start today. I need you to make the conscious decision. Today I'm going to start, yo. Today I'm going to make better financial decisions, yo. Today I'm going to put together a personal income statement and a personal balance sheet that tell me how much money I got coming in, how much money I got coming out, what's my assets, I need to know what I'm making every day. I need to know what I'm making a month. The problem is some of y'all are so scared to look at your own finances, you don't even know how much money you got coming in every month. You don't know. All you know is you get paid. You don't got that thing to a science. You know why? Because you're scared to look at it. You go out and have a good week and you say, I don't want to look at my bank account. I'm scared to look at my bank account. You just hitting the card. The invisible money I keep talking about. The money that don't exist until you go work hard to pay it off. That money don't exist. The money don't exist on a credit card. They playing us. Unless you leverage it to buy assets, the money don't exist. Unless you leverage in American Express to get them points because they give you more points than anybody. The money don't exist until you go work hard to pay for it. And they tweaking for you to pay the minimum balance so they can knock you over the head with interest. They tweaking for you to go spend the money that you don't have. You don't got no financial structure. How you going to be wealthy? You don't got no vision. You keep saying I want to be wealthy, but you don't even know what your assets are. I need everybody who watching Trappin Tuesday, but I come back next week. I need you to have a personal income, balance sheet, cash flow statement. I need you to have that. If you're serious about building wealth, we need to have that. And then we're going to create a freedom price. We're going to create a price that says, this is what I need to be free. This how much my overheads is, Trap. This how much my expenses is, Trap. This how much I'm in debt, Trap. And we got to get dedicated. We got to lock in. We got to lock in. You can't keep saying you won't change and you ain't doing nothing different. You can't keep saying you won't change and you keep doing the same thing over and over and over. And now you blaming it on the government. It's you. You the one ain't got no discipline. And you the one got $2,000 worth of stuff in the Amazon cart ready to buy. It's you. You the one can't go in Target and buy one thing. You can't buy what you need. You can say, every time I come in here, I just bought a basket full of stuff. It's your fault. Financial discipline. All right, let me go. Let me stop. I need a tambourine. Let's go, man. I flamed y'all ass just now. Let's go, man. All right, so farming for profits, man. So one of the things I want to talk about right here is this is a sector that's not often talked about. We talk about farming, we talk about agriculture, right? But before I get into this, so we're seeing high prices all across the board. All across the board. But watch this. ADM. So ADM is a company that helps food companies with supply chain. It helps food companies get food and other things on the chain together so they can get it in shopping stores. It's up 7.3%. CF. So CF is a company that helps with fertilizer. Up 13%. Mosaic is a company that helps with fertilizer and corn. It's up 7.3%. You can find all of these companies inside where? Probably, well, these companies help with the people who need them or well, Tractor Supply. Right? So now we just built a triangle. Farming, agriculture. And guess what? Here's another stop. The people who need the farming, the people who had Tractor Supply probably go where to get their shoes? Boot Barn. So now we done built the whole infrastructure around what? Agriculture. I just flamed your ass again. All right, let's go a little further. So here we're going to look at it. Net sales, right? Forecasting. Now I'm about to help you out. Forecasting. From 2000 to 2005, 2010, 2015, from between 2015 to 2020, they had a little drop. But from 2020 to 2023, we have seen the farming industry hike. Let me tell y'all something. I want y'all to really understand this. I want you to really understand this. When you playing a wealth game, you got to go buy some land. I bought a farm a year ago, 40 acres. I ain't been to it yet. I probably got a squatter on my land. I'm going on my pistol. I know he over there living free. It's a 3-bedroom house on 40 acres of land. But guess what I got, y'all? Some land. I own mineral rights. I own water rights. I own timber rights. And I own it outright. Once I put one cow on that land, I done changed the whole landscape of my money. Guess what, y'all? Because the government rewards us. The government rewards us for farmland. I don't know what you're going to do with that. I hit 2 at a time. That was gangster. I went crazy just now. We got to start learning how to play the game, y'all. Farmland? Come on. I want you to do something. I want you to go to this thing online called farms.com, farmland.com. And when you go to farmland.com, this is literally how I found the farm. I went to farmland.com, and then I put Georgia in it. And then when they asked me what kind of land, I said farm. Because some people be like, Trap, what I put in after I go to the site? I put Georgia, and then I put farm, and then I just scrolled the site. And in 20 minutes, I found a 40-acre farm. I called a real estate agent I knew, Denise the broker. Hey, I need to get a farm. That's probably the easiest deal she ever had. I said, yo, I see this land, I want to buy the farm. She called the people. She said, all right, bet. She said, well, I saved you some money. I was like, all right, cool. Just bring me to the farm. I wanted the farm. But check this out. They got small farms. They got big farms. They got little lots. They got it all on there. Here's my quote for the day. What you do not know is not a reason for you not to do it. I didn't know a damn thing about looking up a farm, but guess what I did? I used that small thing on my phone called Google, not ChatGPT. It wasn't out yet. I used Google, and I searched up farm, land for sale, and it took me to farmland.com. What a coincidence. And then I searched farm. Well, I'll be damned. Just wanted a farm. But most people are going to say, man, Trap, I don't really know where to go look at. But I bet you know how to go get them Beyonce tickets. You knew what site to go on for that. Look at Donnie looking at me like, don't do that, Trap. Don't do that, Trap. They going to come. Where the bees at? But I'm just saying, y'all, I need you to start using that. I was talking to Dinah today. You know what I told her? We said the same thing. When I don't read, I can feel when my conversations at a low level. But when I'm reading, I'm high. I'm here. My conversations flow, my wordplay good. There's a reason why they didn't want us to read. There's a reason why you got to Google other things other than the hot topics that's going on. Let me say this right quick, man. Shout out to 2 shows that I rock with. Know for sure. Shout out to B. Simone and Megan. That show go crazy. Shout out to them 2 queens. They going crazy. Y'all check that out. And shout out Social Proof. That's my family. Donnie Wiggins, David Shines, and Donnie about to drop her own show. Ain't no hate over here, man. It's all love over here. You hear me? Stay in the building. Check them out. It's all love. Oh, shout out to the OGs. What the podcast is with E.T. Secret to Success podcast. That's E.T. That's Carl. That's CJ and Jamal King. Shout them out, man. So look, y'all can see ain't no hate over here, man. I got the peoples in here and I shout the peoples out, man. All right, let's go a little further, man. Let's go a little further. We already went on that. All right, check this out, y'all. Real talk. We had 3. Oh, man. So we had 3 so-called unidentified objects plus a balloon shot down in a week's time. So what does that mean for me? So I'm not, tell Steve why he got me under the damn UFO like that. So watch this though. Because of this, the U.S. Department, I'm saying this because I want to paint a picture for us. Because of this, the U.S. Department of Defense has increased the budget for up to $861 billion. That's almost $1 trillion. But they're going to cut Medicare. But they're going to cut Medicaid. But they're going to fight against these objects, y'all. They're going to cut Medicare. Watch what I tell you. So y'all ain't going to pay attention, so I'm going to have to come report it to y'all. I'm going to tell y'all, well, they didn't cut Medicaid by $680 billion. I'm going to have to come tell y'all that because y'all ain't going to look it up. But they have increased. Watch this. Joe Biden went to the Department of Defense and he went to the DOJ and he said, listen, I need to increase this. And he put in the largest budget ever for defense. He put in the largest budget ever for defense. But let's double down. What Trap told y'all? If you start not investing, you need to own what? 2 defensive stocks. Because I don't care who in office. They're going to spend the most money on 2 things, pushing pills and pushing guns. Healthcare, defense. You need to own at least 2 of those, yo. Because America's biggest budget is pushing pills. I don't care what form it come in. Pushing pills. I call it legal dope dealing. The next thing is buying pistols in the form of tanks, rockets, helicopters, aircraft carriers, whatever it is. Healthcare and defense, America spends the most money on. Why you ain't in healthcare and defense? I don't know. Because you trying to find the next Tesla. You trying to find the next Amazon. I'm giving you for show money. I don't care if you trading and I don't care if you investing. The goal is to print money. I don't care if you trading or investing. The goal is to print money. All right, let's go, man. I'm feeling it tonight, yo. All right, so let's talk about it. Over the last 1 week, Lockheed Martin up 3%. Raytheon Technologies up 3%. Northern Grumman up 3%. These are what? Defensive companies. These are companies who are going to benefit from what? An $816 billion budget. It ain't for us to try to find the next best thing. We just got to pay attention to what they doing. I just want to pay attention to what they doing. Once I pay attention to what they doing, I bet I'm going to put some money right here. Bet. And when I see him go to the U.S. legislature for an $816 billion budget, guess what I know? They serious. He ain't go at it with $1 billion. He went at it with 816 of them. So what that tell us? They got money. Shout out to everybody that gave me the super chat tonight, man. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Let's get the lights up right quick. Hey, right quick, man, today, let's run the commercial. Let's run our commercial, y'all. Let's run our commercial. Now that we got a commercial. Yeah, we got the commercial in the building. Listen, man, go get your merch. It's out. It's official. Y'all see me with the, I ain't gonna say that again. Y'all see me with the Easter pink on, man. You feel me? It's the ink the pink. Today I was singing Lenny Williams. Because I love you. We got the Easter pink on, man. Go get your merch. If you don't have your merch yet, definitely go get it yet. Go get it. It's a 72-hour launch, y'all. So we launching this for 72 hours. That's it. Then we're going to shut the trap down for a minute and, do some more reconstruction, right? But I felt like we had the pink, the cream, the burgundy, the white, the red. That's the colors y'all been asking about. So I prided myself and my team. We worked real hard to make sure we got these colors out for y'all. So it's a 72-hour drop. Go get that. Click the link. Go get it. And then tag me when you get it. You dig? All right, let's go a little further, man. Ladies, all my queens, I got something for y'all on this next post. Let's go to it. All right. So, Biogen has released the world's first postpartum depression pill. It'll be out by August. It may be approved by August 6th. So here's what I didn't know. I didn't realize that postpartum was such a real thing. As men, we just don't know what women go through when it comes to just pregnancy. We don't get it. We think, man, she tripping, which is 9 times out of 10 not the case. There's always something behind it. But 1 out of every 7 women suffer with postpartum. But with this pill, patient will only have to take the pill for 2 weeks. Now, when I just did some research on it, I was like, damn, this is crazy. When I did some research on it, I didn't realize what type of state of mind that postpartum puts women in. From not only harming themselves, from harming kids, even harming their spouse. I didn't realize, I was so naive to such a situation. So, fellas, I want us to understand something. Like, if you dealing with a woman right now, if you rocking with her, bro, and she pregnant for you or something, man, listen, I want you to be extra sensitive, extra caring to what she got going on, bro. Let her know she beautiful, man. Let her know her butt still big with the belly, bro. You know what I'm saying? Rub her feet, bro. She late night, she want pickles and peanut butter. It is what it is. Give it to her, right? I didn't realize how sensitive they are during this time. And so as men, it's our job to actually just understand it, talk her through it, be there with her, and get her this goddamn pill, if it works. So this postpartum pill is by Biogen. Here's what I want you to understand. Let's talk about the symptoms of it right quick. Intense sadness, hopelessness, emptiness, depressive moods, loss of interest in activities, disruptive sleep, reduced appetite, fatigue, restless, guilt, increase in decisiveness, and suicidal tendencies. So this pill is actually 2 things. First of all, I'm not promoting the pill. I'm just saying what they're saying the pill will help with. So there is 1 thing out right now, but I think you have to take the shot for, 2 months, if I'm not mistaken. for 2 months. You have to take this shot for 2 months. But this one can be done in 2 weeks with the pill, and it is non-addictive from what I've read on it. But even further, what I just told y'all, America gonna do what? Push pills. They gonna push pills. They have a huge research and development team to push pills. You feel me? So I'm not telling you to take the pill or not. I'm not saying that. I brought this up because I didn't realize that many women suffer with this thing, with this, I don't want to call it an illness. What would I call this, Donnie? A what? It's not an illness, right? Condition. There you go, postpartum condition. So I'm not saying that they suffer with the illness, it's a condition. And so I'm not pushing it, but what I am saying is, one, it was something that I didn't know about, but two, America's gonna push pills. It's what they do, man. It's what they do. So if you wanna look into this, you can look up the ETF IBB. It'll bring you inside of the pharmaceutical ETF. All right, let's go a little further, man. I like to say, y'all know my thing, man, throw away your savings account. And people always get mad at me when I say that, throw away your savings account, throw away your savings account. But there's always a method to the madness. And the method to the madness is simply this. Under your savings, you're getting 0.01%, maxing out at 3%, and you're getting it at the end of the year. So right here are the biggest 4 ETFs in the game. So the SPY, under the SPDRs, the SPIDER ETFs, right now the SPY is up 7.98%. We're talking year to date to now. So you already beat your savings account. We're talking the iShares ETF by BlackRock. They're up. IVV, it's up 7.87%. We're talking about Vanguard, VOO, up 7.92%. We're talking about the QQQ, up 14.78%. At this point, you've beat your savings account with all of these. Now, I will say, for me, investing in the SPY or the VOO is the best version of a savings account for me. Why? Because I get to own the whole stock market. I've already beaten what you're getting in a savings account. I've already beat it. So I want you to write this down, look at it, and use it. All right, let's go a little further, man. So I want to teach you something right here. I want to teach you how to decrease the risk in your portfolio. I'm going to teach you how to decrease the risk. First thing we're going to do is buy quality stocks. So that's not looking for the next. I'm going to get you out of the mindset of buying the next best thing. I want you to get out of that. I want you to go find quality companies that you can own for 1 to 3 years. Do that first. Second, invest in the ETF or the index funds. That decreases risk. Thirdly, maintain a diversified portfolio. So I want you to look, healthcare, defense, tech, cybersecurity. It's easy. Invest in bonds. So that's depending on if you're a little seasoned. I'm not going to say older, but if you're a little more seasoned, you can invest in bonds for cash flow. Next, we're going to focus long term. And lastly, find good prices to average down. This helps us find better positioning in the companies that we own. That's all. We can stick to these things right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These 6 things will eliminate risk, decrease the risk. We can decrease the risk by buying quality stocks, investing in index funds and ETFs, having a diversified portfolio, healthcare, defense, tech, cybersecurity. It's easy. Focusing long term and then averaging down when the stock goes down and finding good price points. These 6 things right here help us decrease the risk. Let's go a little further. I think I smoked the ashes. Let's go, man. All right, in the 4 Horsemen, the biggest asset dealer with assets under management is BlackRock with $8 trillion. Sheesh. Shout out to my guy, Lieutenant Casey. Vanguard, right underneath him, with $7.2 trillion. Fidelity with 3.69, and State Street with 3.4 trillion. Now, the dope part about that is these are the biggest fund managers in the world. These are the biggest funds in the game. But here's what they do. They use the 60-40 portfolio as their key to success. 60% of their assets are in, 60% of their money is in assets, 40% of it is in bonds. What I say is you can go, if you're not there yet, you can go 80-20. 80% of your money is in assets, 20% of it is in cash. Write that down. 80% of my assets, 20% cash. Why? You want the assets to be heavy, and you want your cash when you see opportunities. And once you see the cash for the opportunities, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to reposition the profit. We're going to reposition our portfolios. It's an easy thing to do. 80-20 rule. 80% assets, 20% cash. I just gave you some game.
That boy is good.
I'm showing you. I got buttons, Donnie. Y'all don't got this on social proof. I got buttons. All right, let's go, man. Let's go. All right. For a second, man, I think Tootie can give us a little ride for a second. Tootie, you got something else for me? Oh, you got something else? Okay. That beat be coming in. Be bobbing. Donnie got a shoulder shrug going. George bobbing. Okay. We just like to break the monotony up sometimes, that's all. We be teaching, we just want to break the monotony. Take a little water break. Let your people know what you got going on. I'm in a trap with Trap. I like it. Are y'all feeling the chat? Let me see it. Okay. If you good, say I'm good. If you trapping, say we trapping. If you just got your merch, if you just got your apparel, let me see it in the chat, man. If you order some apparel, let me see it in the chat, man. Yeah. Man, Tootie be cooking. Hey, we come with the soundtrack right quick in a few. Wallstreet looks like Us 9 Records. Yeah, Donnie. Yeah. Records. Infrastructure. Let's go, man. All right, so shout out to Pharell, man. So today we got the news that Louis Vuitton said that Pharrell will be the next menswear designer, taking over for, rest in peace, Virgil. I don't think that's a bad move. Pharrell is a unique, stylish man. I'm not worried about him designing clothes. I want him to tell me where that fountain of youth that he got. That's what I want to know. That dude been looking the same since I can remember. I don't know where that fountain of youth at. I don't know where he got it at, but I need it. You feel me? But watch this. Louis Vuitton stock is up 17.92% year to date. That's the game. That's the plot twist. So yeah, they gonna get Pharrell, but watch this. When you talk about Louis Vuitton, you gotta talk about Tiffany. You gotta talk about Fendi. You gotta talk about Emilio Pucci. Y'all don't know about that. They don't know about that. They don't know about that, B. They don't know about that. They don't know about that. Right? We talk about Celine. Right? We talking about Dior. Watch this. We talking about Fenty. Right? We talking about Moet. We talking about that Hennessy. We talking about Hugo. We talking about, what's this? Clico champagne. We talking about Big Dog, Marc Jacobs, Kenzo. So when we talking about Pharrell, that's smooth. We talking about owning a company, though, that's going to be up 17%. But watch this. Let's dig a little deeper. He did the same thing the Chiefs, the dude, the founder that owned the Chiefs did, because guess what? Guess what he just did? he made his daughter the CEO of one of the brands under his business. Nepotism at its finest. Guess what else he did? One of his sons is the head of finances under one of his businesses. Guess what? His other two sons are on the board of directors of his other two businesses. All under the LVMH brand. And guess what? He worth $208 billion. He the richest man in the world. Let that sizzle in your spirit for a second. See, here's the thing, man. Once we learn how the game is played, I want you to ask yourself this question, man. Are you the asset or are you the liability to your family? I want us to stop saying, man, they don't want to listen. Y'all know that we are people of show and tell. It is what it is. My family wouldn't believe in me if I just told them invest in stocks. I had to show them that it's really working for me. I had to show them that I can go print $18,000 in a day. Guess what now? When I tell my cuz say, hey, I got to open an account, cuz. He be fussing at me. I'm like, bro, I'll be busy. You got to come knock me over. Like, I'm going to do it for you. I'm going to open up. Let's do it. But they not like that until what? Show and prove. I remember my cuz, I first told him about it. 2014, when I really took it serious. He was working in a crane. I keep telling this story. We always going to laugh about it. Cuz made $100. That boy called me and said, hey, cuz, man, I made $100. I ain't did nothing. Every time we talked on the phone, he was in them people crane on the phone, looking at the stocks. Every time. Stock went down one time, he sold that. I said, cuz, why you sold the stock? Man, I lost the money. I said, what? I said, you supposed to hold it. Man, he wasn't feeling it. He watched it for a couple years. He saw me stick with it. Now watch this. Here's some real game. If I would have did the same thing, he wouldn't have believed in it. Am I lying, cuz? If I'd have been like, yeah, bro, I got out of it too. He saw me stick with it though, cuz I'm still in it. Damn, that might work. Man, look, 2018, cuz I'm still with it. Man, that really might work. 2022, cuz I'm still with it. 2023, cuz I'm gonna print 250 just to, man, cuz you gotta show it to me. Man, show me how to do that, cuz. We gotta show them. Stop trying to teach them if you ain't already killed it yet. But once you kill it, once you knock it out the park, don't be mad at them for not believing. Man, you ain't believe it. No, you had to build it up. So now I can go to cuz and say, hey, cuz, we got an 87% chance every time we put our money in the market, you are winning. Guess what? I like them chances. We ain't 50-50. 50-50, we still gambling. 60-40, cuz we got 80-some% chance, sign me up. We talking long-term and options. We got an 87% chance of winning. So when you go at your people with them type of odds, they ain't got no choice. So the next thing they're going to say is, I ain't got enough money. Here's what you tell them. Hey, let's use what you got to print something that you ain't had. Ooh, I got to write that down. That was good. Damn. I flamed it with that one. Use what you got. Y'all write this with me. Use what you got. B, write this in your phone. Oh. To print what you did not have, already have. That's a better way. So if they tell you they got $25 and you go print them $35, guess what they're gonna say? They're gonna equate that to one thing. Damn, that 25 made me 50 or 85. The first thing they're gonna equate that to is, how many hours would I have had to work to get that? Anytime we make some extra money, the first thing we equate it to is how much time it would have caused me to work for that. So if I go say, Trap, cuz this year we gonna print 250,000 from the market. Guess the first thing he's gonna start equating. Damn, as a crane operator, how many 6-day, 12-hour shifts would I had to work to make $250,000? Probably about 2 years, cuz, a year and a half, 18 months. You dig? Just to sit in the crane. You feel me? So if your cousin is a waitress, okay, cuz we just made $150,000 in the market. Guess what she gonna equate that to? How many disgruntled people I had to deal with on a Sunday after church to get tips to make $150. You're gonna equate it to that. Okay, watch this, watch this. If you are selling cars, no, here's the number one, if you work at a call center, how many hours would I have to listen to people curse me out because they're wrong to make $150,000? Every time you tell your people you made money and you make them money, the first thing they're going to do is equate that to how many hours or whatever they doing they had to go through to make that. So what you're doing is you are creating a brand new reality for them. I just smoked your ass again. I'm on fire right now, y'all. Once we talk about printing money, because this is what I love to do, y'all. Now, here's the dope part about it. Inside of the Patreon group, I'm just keeping it real. Inside the Patreon group, $49. We put the option play in less than a week. In 2 days, they've already printed the money to pay for the Patreon. Now watch this. Let's go a little further. If they hold it like I'm going to hold it, depending on how much they put in it, it's about to be crazy. They can make more from that one play than they make on their job in a year.
Yeah, tell me that wasn't no bar, bro. That wasn't no bar. Nigga, listen.
Once you get put in a position to make more money from an investment than you can make on your job, it's time to learn a new skill. I see somebody say, I sure did. Sure did. You didn't think I'm lying, but we got people in there that did it. We got people in the Patreon that's in the chat that did it. Got people in the listen, I'm gonna be real with y'all, bro. Like, my goal is to help you change how you see money. I want to influence you. I want to influence you. I want to influence how you see money. I want to influence how you use money. I want to influence how you make money. I'm going to let you borrow my belief system. There's a lavender light. There's a lavender energy. Only the real know where that come from. Shout out to Bob Proctor, man. There's a lavender energy. You feel me? That's how we love the market, y'all. That's how we love the market, man. All right, let's go a little further, man. All right, so here's something I want y'all to understand. We're looking at a company, I'm teaching right now. So every company must go through these cycles. First, the innovative stage. The innovation stage, that's when a company is first starting. That's when you'll see the maximum growth. Maximum growth is in that beginning innovation stage. It's the maximum growth you'll see. The next thing is the consolidation stage. That's when they're figuring it out. They kind of got, okay, this is what we're doing. This is what we're doing. This is what we're doing. And then it's the maturity stage when we figure out what we're doing and then we all in on it. And then at some point it has to go into that decline. So once we understand these stages, so when we look at a company, let's understand where the company is at. Now here's the thing. Now, while these are the 4 phases of a company, the decay phase can be further out than some companies than it is. Right? So if we think about a company like Sears and Roebuck, when they were here, You know, at one time, Sears was the biggest company in America. DK stage. Blockbuster. DK stage. But now we look at a company, so where's Apple? Where is Google? Where is Microsoft? Where is Amazon? Once we start figuring out, I'm giving you this, now it's time for you to do the research. So now you can look and see what area or where a company is at on their life cycle. Let's go a little further, man. Yo, I love doing this, man. All right. Let's talk about these 4 phases. Growth, maturity, decline. Now look at this. We're talking about bouncing back. When a company enters the decline, watch this. When a company enters the decline, so we talked about that decay phase. So go back one more. I want to show them something. When a company enters this decay phase, 1 or 2 things can happen. Once the company hits the decay phase, 1 or 2 things can happen. 1 or 2 things can happen. Okay, let's go forward. Watch this. There are 2 outcomes that can happen. They can bounce back or they can go bankrupt. They can bounce back or they can go bankrupt. So that cycle looks like this. A couple things got to happen. They got to invest back into the brand. They got to change management. Invest into the brand, change management, and create a new business. So let's talk about it. There's a huge upside to a few things that got to align. Write this down, y'all. First, historical growth. So we got to look at what's the growth factor of the business. What are they growing at? What is their historical growth rate? What is their historical profitability? Yo, this is so crazy. This is game. What is their historical growth rate? Okay, watch this. Google is my best friend. What is Apple's historical growth rate? What is Apple's historical profitability? Said company. If the company's on a decline, what is their said growth rate? What is their said profitability? Boom. Now, it depends on the industry. Every industry is different. Watch this. The company should have at least an 8% to 20% growth rate and profitability. Anything less than that, yo, we let it be. If the company isn't profitable, we let that go. It's a strong no. Growth rate, profitability, heavy. Let's go a little further, man. Growth rates and profitability. Next, we checking the balance sheet. Is the company able to pay the current liabilities? So now we know that the company may have debt if it's in a decay phase. Can it pay some of the current liabilities? So if the company can pay its current liabilities, that means it can pay the bills that's due now. If it can't pay the bills that's due now, we got to flush it. Donnie, love it. I love it. I got it. So listen, if the company cannot pay its current bills, it cannot grow. That means it's going to go further and further and further into debt. I want you to know this. If it can't pay the current bills, so what are we looking at, Trap? Current liabilities. Do they have enough money on hand to pay current liabilities? If they cannot pay current liabilities, we don't want it. Next, all turnaround stocks will have cheap liabilities, cheap valuations. Why? Because the market does not believe in them anymore. So if the company can pay its bills, if it has a good growth rate and it has a cheap valuation, it has a good potential to be a turnaround story. I just gave y'all so much game just now. I don't think they be taking advantage of these master classes. I don't think somebody online, Donnie, is selling them this for $19.99. With an upsell behind it. $20,000 upsell. That you can finance. With an upcharge. Because you took the payment option. And all I'm telling you to do is come watch Trappin Tuesday each and every Tuesday. Just give me 2 hours of your time. Episode 30 going crazy, man. Let's go, man. What we got next, man? Let's go, man. All right, so are we back yet? Consumer staples, XLY is the best performance sector right now in the market year to date. Amazon, Tesla, Home Depot, Nike. Amazon, Tesla, Home Depot, Nike. This is the best performance sector in the market as a total. So I ask, is it back? I don't know. I do feel like the consumer is believing. Here's the thing. This is why I like credit card companies like American Express. Why? Well, because people are still spending and using their card. And American Express is getting their usage out of that. All right, let's go next, man. Let's go a little further. The one thing I want us to understand is this. Once you know how a company makes money, you can see what's affecting the business. So let's look at Meta. Let's look at Facebook, right? The family of apps that they have, right? Advertisement, right? Next thing, we look at Google. We see the different ways that they make money. Apple, we see the different ways that they make money. Amazon, we see the different ways that they make money on the screen. Once we understand the business's core product, once we understand how that business makes money, it is easy for us to see if the business is declining. Let's go back. We don't have to go back on the screen, but let's just go back and think about what we say about the cycle of a business. Once we see that this was good how we tied this in. Once we understand what the core products are of a business, once the core products start declining, now we know that the business is what? In the decay part. Once they're in the decay part, we know they got to start doing what? Turning things around, doing something different with the business, man. All right, let's go next, man. All right, man. No, that's not the recession portfolio. I think it should be 1-800-TRAPPER hotline. There we go. Let's go, man. 1-800-TRAPPER hotline. You got to be a part of the Triple Beam team for this. Listen, man. So, Jose, you know what I need right here? Telephone. Right here. All right, man. So, right here is the 1-800-TRAPPER hotline. You have to be a part of the Patreon group for this. This is amazing. This is the segment we add into the Triple Beam team. So, Ishmael Muhammad, I hope I said that right, brother. Ishmael Muhammad, he asked 2 questions. If you're in the Triple Beam team, we supposed to have 4 questions. Y'all ain't asked y'all questions, so Ishmael got all the airtime. And I want to take a minute to shout out Ishmael because he is behind bars. That's commitment to being better. Not only is he behind the wall, he's in the Triple Beam team. Let's just let that sink in. Not only is he behind the wall, he is a part of the Triple Beam team. And asked the question. So he got into the option play, and he asking questions, right? So Ishmael questions, first question, Trap, what are some good books you can recommend me for insight that started you on a journey? So it depends on where you at. Like there's a million good books that you can read. So one of the, again, when it was just talking about mindset and talking about idea, I did start off with Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. That was great for me. The next one, you know, because you're behind the wall, you really want to dedicate to it. Here's 3 books I want you to read. First, after you read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, I want you to read Peter Lynch, One Up on Wall Street. One Up on Wall Street. One Up on Wall Street. The next thing I want you to read is Tony Robinson's Money Master the Game. And I'm going to give you a 4th one. After you read those 4, I want you to read the essays of Warren Buffett. Jose, somebody asked, how do we join a Triple Beam team? I want you to read the essays of Warren Buffett. I gave you 4, brother. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, One Up on Wall Street, Money Master the Game, and then I want you to read the essays of Warren Buffett. I want you to read those 4. I want you to read those 4. And as a plus, Think and Grow Rich. All right, next. How do you, Ishmael asked another question. He maximizing his. He maximizing his. Say, Trap, how do you find great companies? Where do I start to look as a new investor on the journey? And after I find that company, how can I put it on the chart or the beam to discover what it's worth and wait. I like how you're talking, brother. I like how you're talking behind that wall. All right. So, Khadijah said it is a textbook. That's right. That's why I reread it. All right, so how do you find great companies? One of the best ways to find great companies is ask yourself I want to say episode 21, we talked about building your pyramid. And with building your pyramid, we want to talk about every investor has a sector in the market that they love, whether it's banking, whether it's consumer staples, whether it's technology, whether it's medicine. So the first thing I want you to do is find, I don't want you to be all over the place. I want you to first look for industries and sectors that you love first, or that you're interested in. Watch this. Ishmael, this is about to be some game I'm about to give you. Watch this. Once you find the sector or the industry you love, I want you to then go buy that ETF. Watch this. So for me, I was interested in learning about the pharmaceutical department. I was interested in learning about medical devices. Why? Because I knew that America liked to do two things: push pills and then put people on devices. Once they push pills, they like to put you on devices. And they like to charge you on that. So what I found out was IHI taught me about medical devices. So once I got in IHI, I bought the ETF for IHI. And then once I bought the ETF for IHI, guess what? IHI had the top 63 best companies in the medical industry in it. So what did I do while I was in the ETF? I just looked up all the companies in IHI. Once I looked up all the companies in IHI, income statement, balance sheet, cash flow statement, doing my reading on the business, doing my research on the business, researching the competitors of the business, I figured out 2 companies that I liked the most. After those 2 companies, what did I do? I picked one. One of the companies ended up being what? Eli Lilly. Why? The #1 insulin dealer in America. So if you take insulin, it's a good chance that 8 out of 10 people who take insulin, they're getting their insulin from who? Eli Lilly. I just flamed y'all just for Ishmael. Here's the thing I know about insulin. Once you get on insulin, you ain't getting off insulin. You need it. I bought IHI. Once I got Eli Lilly, I bought another company out of there. I got rid of IHI. So watch this. I made money with IHI learning about an industry that I was interested in. I just flamed y'all again. 3 times. All right, let's go to the next one, man. All right, so this segment is called Learning the Lingo, man. So learning the lingo is just strictly about me teaching you some of the wordplay that you can use inside of the market that you'll hear often. And then once you hear it, you'll know what it is. All right, let's go to it, man. So this week's Learning Lingo is, drum roll please, secondary offering. Secondary offering, when a large number of shares of a public company are sold from one investor to another on a secondary market. All right, so let's talk about that a little bit more, man, because they truly just make that sound difficult. It sounds difficult. All right, so when shares first come out, they're on a market that we don't have access to, right? We don't have access to that market. But then those shares get sold to other investors on another market, which is our market, which is the secondary market. Also, is when a company takes shares that they already had, watch this, they sold them, and then they go get more shares. Those more shares or a secondary offering. The market, these are flash. The market does not like when companies go do secondary offerings. Anytime a company does a secondary offering, you'll see that stock go down. Okay, let's break that down even further. Watch this. I give you some money. You mess the money up, and you come back to me and say, I need some more money. And I'm going to say, well, what you did with the first amount of money I gave you? Man, I messed it up. I messed it up. So here's what happens. When a company goes IPO, the shares that they get, They put them on the market, and then the company gets the money. So now that the company gets the money is supposed to use that money to grow. So let's break that down. I got the company from the Trap to Wallstreet. I put the company on the market. What I do is I now get shares. I take this, I say I'm gonna take 10% of my company and put it on the stock market. The stock market pays me for those shares. I take that money to grow my business, right? I take that money to grow my business. Those shares are not for everybody on the market. If I gotta go back and put some more of my company on the market is looking at me now like, bro, what did you do with the first $60 billion that we gave you? When a company does that, the market does not like it. That is a secondary offering. Let's go. I just give y'all some game. All right, next. All right, breaking down a brick, man. Ooh, this is one of my favorite segments right here. Breaking down a brick is all about us taking one company, breaking that company down so you can understand that company. This week's company is, drum roll please, Quest Diagnostics. Ticker symbol DGX. It's in the healthcare industry. It provides diagnostic testing, information, and services globally. So you can take blood tests, all that other good stuff. You got to take a piss test, you're probably going to go to their company too to do the piss test. All right, so check it out. As we go a little further. So we looked at this. Is the revenue growing year over year? Yep, they trapping. Net income growing year over year? Yep, they trapping. Cash flow from operations growing year over year? Yes, they're trapping. Do they have free cash flow positive for 5 years? Yes, they're trapping. Gross margin is inconsistent, but they're growing their earnings per share over the last 5 years. Yes, they are trapping. Let's go a little further. We're talking about performance. Watch this. Return on investment capital. Return on equities, It's up between 15 and 12%. Yes, this is at 19%. So that tells us that the company can do good with capital that they already have. The return on investing capital is up over the last 12 to 15%. It is not. So they messing that up. But we okay. Let's go a little further, man. I want to show y'all something. The financial health. Watch this. Current ratio. That means the bills that they have now, can they pay them? Yes. Debt to equity ratio, 2 to 1. It means they have more equity than they do debt. That's a sign of a good company. Interest coverage ratio is at 12. That means they can pay their bills. We want a company that can pay their bills. Let's go a little further. Earnings are up. Gross profit is up. And revenue is up. This is what I do like, though. The company does pay dividends. They currently pay a 2% dividend yield for all my dividend lovers. But watch this. The dividend is 33% of the income. That is good. That means they have room to increase their dividend over time. I like this company. We'll clap for this company because this company can print money. Let's go a little further. I want you to know something, though. If you are in the Patreon, tonight I will give you the price that I feel this company is worth paying, and if I was a trapper, what I would buy it as. Let's go a little further, man. All right, man, this is my favorite segment. This is called Certified Trapper of the Week, man. So y'all know each and every week, man, we like to break down one person who has essentially done great for the community. So it's not a Warren Buffett. We don't talk about them. I like to talk about my people. People that look like me, people that come from where I come from. So this week is great. Watch this, y'all. This week, we have an amazing, beautiful black woman by the name of Patricia Bath. Listen, Patricia Bath invented the eye exam. She actually was the first woman to do a laser cataract surgery. Her invention is called laser psychoprobe. I may have said it wrong, but I'm sorry. It was invented in 1986. She was a lover, and she was fascinated with people getting their eyes done. She felt like everyone deserves and was worthy of seeing the beautifulness of living. Shout out to Patricia, man.
A minute.
Oh, that ain't for that. She ain't in a bind. She wasn't in a, we was in a bind. We was in a bind because we couldn't see until Patricia blessed us with cataract surgery. Shout out, let's give her a round of applause again, man. We actually need to give her this.
Blue Magic.
We need to give her this.
That's a brand name.
We need to give her this.
Like Pepsi. That's a brand name.
Come on.
I stand behind
Come
it.
on.
I guarantee it.
Come on.
They know that, even if they don't know me any more than they know the chairman of General Mills.
That's right, man. You might don't know her, but you know the brand. Patricia Bath. Let's give her her due diligence. Let's praise that queen. Why? Because without her, a lot of y'all still wouldn't be able to see. Let's go, man. All right, man, this is my favorite part of the day, man, as we come closer to the end. The well track. So the reason why I started this, and right now we are 30 episodes in, man. The well track is such an amazing track because we all love music. But here's the thing about music, man. It can be influential and it can influence us to do some of the bad things in life. There's a whole lot of money in killing black people on albums. There's a whole lot of money in exploiting black women on albums. There's a whole lot of money in that. But inside of that, we can't be mad at rap music if we not, I always said, we can't be mad at rap music if we not mad at the people who create the circumstances that make that type of music relevant. We can't be mad at rap music if we not mad at the government that wants to cut off Medicaid and Medicare. The same government that made it possible for people to be on Medicaid and Medicare. The same government that created projects. Same government that put people on welfare. The same government that told the women that if you get on welfare, you can't have no man living in your house. You got to be inside at a certain time. You can't make a certain amount of money. The same government that created that condition is the same people that are thriving off rap music. The same people that make sure that black men get locked up because there's a whole lot of money in the prison industrial complex. There's a reason why private prisons boomed, because people like Walmart backed private prisons because they said that if you can keep these prisons filled, you'll keep getting paid. If you think I'm lying, go look it up. Why is it that they put more money into prisons than they put into the education system? Why? Because they make more money off locking you up than educating you. Same people that came up with the term crack baby when it wasn't even a real thing. At the time, one in 55 children were born on crack cocaine. But what happened was they flooded us with the term so much that we bought into it. We bought into it. And it was a white female doctor that actually came up with the term. Didn't even exist. And what she did was she went into a place that was infected with people who were using crack cocaine, and she illegally drug tested them. That is a fact. So there's a lot of money to be made in the destruction of people who are living in impoverished neighborhoods. Again, we cannot be mad at the rap music if we we aren't angry with the people who created the condition. Yes, we understand that the music is harmful, but in most cases, dudes, they're just rapping off what they see. So it is important for us to change that. It won't happen overnight. It won't happen tomorrow. But how can you tell somebody not to sell crack? How can you convince somebody that murder is not a thing if we don't show them a different type of reality? I often say that if the hunter always tells the story, the lion was the most vicious person in that dispute. But if you ever let the lion tell the story, he'll always say he was attacked. He was threatened. He was provoked. So if you put people in a situation where crack, crime, drug abuse, murder, and violence is the only option, then what else you want them to do? I'm not saying it's right at all. What I'm saying is the condition was created. Tell me the last time you seen an alcohol store in a rich community. Go drive in one of those communities where you want to live at And go show me if you see a check cashing store. Go show me if you see an alcohol store. I promise you won't see it. Title companies, payday lending, pawn shops. None of those are in those communities. Guess what you see in them communities? Tutoring for your kids, piano lessons, gymnastics, YMCA even. Antique boutique, museums. The goal is to continuously to put us in a situation where we hate and harm ourselves. I often say that people like Public Enemy, Queen Latifah, KRS-One, Common, Mos Def, they ain't run out of music, y'all. But the market for their music got smaller and smaller. Intentionally. You can't tell me a don't believe the hype. You can't tell me a 911 is a joke. You can't tell me people like that ran out of music. But then we got Nas started telling us look out our project window. And I always loved that song because it was a song of someone painting a picture of us, of a scene, of a visual that he saw just from looking out his bedroom. And now the rap is all about people who are just telling us what they see. The words of my girl Lashana, it's cap. That's cap. A lot of them probably lying. They ain't do a lot of the stuff they saying they did, but they saw it. They saw it firsthand. And so this is why some rappers get in bad record deals. If you give a person $1 million who ain't never even thought about seeing $1 million, a lot of times they don't care what's associated with that. They don't care. Survival mode is a hell of a mode to be in. And I ain't just talking about survival. I'm talking about on the brink and you don't know where your next meal coming from. I'm talking about you on verge of the lights not being on tomorrow. I'm talking about you stealing lights. I did it. 2 copper things, you wrap it with electric duct tape, and you electric black tape, you put it in there. And when the light man come, you take him out. We've been there before. I did it. We did it. Huh? Yeah, we did it. 2 copper things, you wrap the ends with the electric tape, you put it in there, you're going to have electricity, bro. You're going to have electricity. And then when the light man come, you pull it out so they don't see no meter. I've been there before. So you take somebody who living like that and you say, I got a check for you for $1 million to rap about killing and murder, you're going to say, I see that anyway, and you're going to rap about it. You don't care what's on the back end, especially if nobody in front of you to tell you different. So all I'm going to say is this, to all the artists that are successful, I feel personally that you have a responsibility to help your brothers and sisters from signing them bad deals. So this week's Well track is brought to us by none other than J. Cole, man. And it's a simple thing that he says. They say time is money, but it's really not. Because I run out of money, time is all I got. And we're going to stop it right there. One of the things I value most was my time. And it was proven when I caught my last charge. We talk time is money, time is money, time is money. That essentially tells us to work harder to sell our time. That's what that tells us. But here's the dope part. Facing my charge, I was facing another 25 years. And when my lawyer told me the price it was going to cost me, at that point, I ain't care how much money it cost because my freedom was the most important. I'm not the person to tell you not to go get your money. I want you to print money. I want you to go get your money. But what I want you to do is cherish the time. I want you to create experiences. Money is a tool, not a goal. And the goal of the money is to buy more time. Time is freedom. I want you to visualize a day where you can get up in the world and just do whatever you want. But time is never an issue. Think about this, y'all. You ever got up late for work and you start rushing to work? That part you ran out of time because you was going to chase money. You feel me? You ever was late for something? The goal for me is to buy as much time as I can. The goal for me is to buy as much time for my daughter as I can give her. Because you can have all the money in the world and still not be happy. You can have all the money in the world and still be searching for something to fill a void that keeps you empty. Now, I ain't telling you don't go get your money. I ain't never going to say that. I'm not even going to tell you live below your means. I'm going to tell you live within your means, but buy more time so you can create great experiences. And that's what life is about for me. Life is about me creating experiences for myself and for my family. That's what building wealth is all about for me. So I just rolled into the wild word from the OG because I'm just in the zone right now. How do we create a financial breakthrough? What is a proven strategy to wealth, prosperity, and abundance? First thing I ask you is, how are we navigating the conversations around money that's in our heads? What are some of the things we're telling ourselves about money? Do we feel confident in our ability to invest money? Do we feel confident in our ability to make money? When we put a dollar amount out, do we feel like we are capable of truly going to get it? The essence of anything that will serve us on a high level starts with the conversation we are having about that thing within ourselves. The true breakthrough comes when we give ourselves permission to be wealthy. We give ourselves permission to have an abundant lifestyle. When we give ourselves permission to be free. By giving ourselves permission to be wealthy, we are trusting ourselves with money. We are trusting ourselves with investing. We are trusting ourselves to start a business. We are trusting ourselves to be wealthy. The permission is the most important element to your wealth blueprint. The source of your wealth depends not on one job. The source of your wealth depends not on investing, but it depends and it comes from your ability to create the idea that you can move into action. The action is where it's at. Massive action. Doing it when you're scared. Doing it when you're unsure. Doing it when you're uncertain. The action is where the wealth is at. You won't become wealthy. You won't become rich. You won't go to the next level because you were scared to take action. I tell people it's not that I'm smarter than anybody. I just never been scared to take action. Because what I didn't know wasn't a reason for me not to do it. The consequences of wealth is a lifetime of freedom. How do you become mentally unemployable? How do you break the barriers of poverty? How do you break the barriers of the middle class when you see so many people out here living the life they want, accomplishing their dreams? How do you get to the next level? What is it that's anchoring you to where you are now? I can promise you it's not the knowledge. You're scared to take action. Because some of y'all got it all wrote out. You got a notepad full of notes. You done been to every online summit. You done been to every boot camp. You done took all the courses. You just scared to take action. You a professional note taker. You're a professional conference go-tour. You just scared to take action. Fear, finally exiting average reality. Fear. You scared to get out of your average. You scared to go to that next level. You see it. We came up with a mantra up in here, and I told my team, I said, listen, the gift is in the grind. The gift is in the grind. You got to show it when you don't feel like showing up. You got to go that extra mile because doing what needs to be done ain't enough. The purpose is in the preparation. Are we preparing for it? Am I preparing to be wealthy? I'm telling you right now, we building a $100 million media company, whether you believe me or not. I know it. And every day I get up preparing for it. Every day I get up, I lead with that type of intentionality. Because you ain't got to believe me till you see it. And that's all right. Some people going to say I'm tripping. That's all right. Some people don't even think 100 million is possible. That's all right. I do. So I'm going to live my life every day that God gives me breath in my body. We're going to dedicate to building this thing out. 6,000 square feet is what I got. I ain't know the first thing about putting a camera up. We got a whole production team now. The gift is in the grind. The most amazing thing about a seed is not the seed itself, it's the potential that the seed has in it. The butterfly is cold-blooded, the caterpillar is cold-blooded because one day it could blossom into a butterfly, but only if the caterpillar believes it is worthy enough of being a goddamn butterfly. Because guess what? It has to kill the version of the caterpillar that loves eating at a low level. It has to get in the cocoon and kill itself and become vulnerable. Because while in the cocoon, nothing can protect it. While in the cocoon, it don't know what's going on around it. It kills itself. And once it becomes the butterfly, it now sees the world different. And it can never go back to being a caterpillar because it eats different, it breathes different, it tastes different. And I'm going to leave you with this one thing. Freedom is an acquired taste. It's your boy, the Wallstreet Trappin, man. Thank you for being at episode 30 of Trappin' Tuesdays. Listen, man, like, subscribe, and send this out. I want you to understand something, man. Each and every Thursday, we drop the episode and have our audio experience. Make sure you like it. Make sure you share it. And I will see you next week, y'all.